What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Daily We Do. We are moving right along with our Fruits of the Spirit series. Last week we talked about kindness and goodness, and this week we are talking about, you guessed it, faithfulness, right after this. What's up, everybody? Justin and Tanya here, back at you. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Christmas Eve, guys, and this is our favorite time of the year. It's such an awesome reminder of God's gift to us of salvation through Jesus. Thank you so much for spending Christmas with us today. Now let's get to the topic.
Today's fruit, faithfulness. The definition of faithfulness is true to one's word, promises, vows, the quality of being faithful, fidelity.
To practice faithfulness is to be loyal, steadfast, and constant.
Like all the fruits of the Spirit, it takes work and dedication to be faithful. It can mean being faithful in our relationships with family and friends, or it can mean being dedicated in our marriages by honoring our spouses and being loyal.
It is extremely important to Tanya and I that we are faithful to each other, and that we are faithful to you guys, and that we are faithful behind closed doors. If we can be honest with ourselves and faithful with each other when everybody's looking and when no one's looking, we can be confident that we will bear fruit in our lives.
Practicing faithfulness can also mean being faithful in the little things. Now, I'm going to read a couple of scriptures to you, so stay with me. Matthew 25:23 says, His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. And Colossians 3:23 and 24 says, Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward.
These scriptures tell us the importance of being faithful in the little things and being faithful when no one is watching.
Or when you think no one is watching. I was a waitress, or as they call it nowadays, a server, for many years. And one of the restaurants I worked at had assigned side work that was rolling silverware. I still remember at one of the restaurants I worked at that some of the servers would still roll silverware instead of rolling their own silverware. And no matter how tempted I was to do the same thing so that I could get off work, I set it in my heart to do the right thing and roll silverware as unto the Lord. Now that's a silly example, but it's an example of being constant and being faithful in all areas of our lives, even when no one is watching.
Now, we've talked about the importance of us cultivating faithfulness. Now let's talk about God's faithfulness. 2 Timothy says, If we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. When we are going through difficult seasons, it can sometimes feel like God is not being faithful to us. But on the contrary, faithfulness is the very essence of who God is. He can be nothing but faithful. Even when we feel alone or hurt, we have to remind ourselves that God is not angry with us. He is faithful.
And when your prayers aren't answered, and even in the midst of pain, He loves you and He has a plan for you, and He is faithful.
So let's put into practice this fruit by living faithfully and by trusting God.
And remembering that He is faithful and He will never leave or forsake you. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Peace.